Now we're going to switch gears and focus on something very special, March 8th, International Women's Day.
That's right.
Yeah, so you're here to tell us all about it. Ritu?
Ritu, that's
Ritu
correct.
Sharma, president and co-founder of Women Thrive
Worldwide.
We
got started in 1998, and the reason that I started the organization is because I had spent about 10 years walking around Capitol Hill working on girls' education in poor countries or other maternal health issues, and it seemed to me that nobody was talking about the real solution to women's poverty, which is economic opportunity. When women have money, really good things happen. They can send their kids to school, they can access health care, they can buy beauty products. Where there is money in women's hands, you really stimulate the economy. And so I decided to found the organization with a group of other women and men, and we've quickly become the leading resource for members of Congress, for the White House, for the State Department, both Bush and Obama administrations. We're nonpartisan. We work with everybody.
That's great.
And everybody wants to help women. You know, it is not a partisan.
Okay, so you've got Secretary of State Hillary Clinton and her appointment of, is it Milan Verveer as Ambassador at Large for Global Women's Issues.
Yes.
That seems to be a very monumental occurrence. That's very good.
Yeah, she's got a big job. She's only in charge of half the population of the planet. But it's very exciting. It's a very exciting time because what she's able to do, for example, is when the White House was trying to figure out the new strategy in Afghanistan, she was able to bring over Afghan women from around the country to say, here's our perspective on the security situation. Here's what you're doing right. Here's what you're doing wrong. Here's what we want to see more of. And I have to say, one of the most interesting things that I hear from women in Afghanistan and around the world is that we really appreciate your focus on us as women. But you've also got to focus on the men. You know, we are married, we're mothers of sons, we have fathers. It's not just about women anymore.
No, it's not.
You've got to help the whole family.
Right.
And that's what is going to be most useful to us.
I totally agree. You've had international celebrities support people like Nicole Kidman on board. I mean, it's a great cause. And what I'm particularly interested in as a former prosecutor is the International Violence Against Women Act.
Yes.
That's really exciting.
It is very exciting. We've spent about 4 or 5 years developing this legislation, working very closely with members of Congress, both Democrat and Republican. The bill has just been reintroduced into the House and Senate. We've got a lot of support for it. We've got women's organizations around the world really rallying for this legislation. And basically what it does is it sends a signal to the rest of the world that the U.S. is going to put some serious political pressure, diplomatic pressure, and resources on the table to really try to make a dent in this problem.
Yes, definitely. So what are some of the goals and objectives short term that you guys have?
So short term, we want to see this bill pass.
Okay.
We want to see it pass before the next election. We don't want to wait for it. We have been waiting.
And you shouldn't have to wait.
And we shouldn't have to wait. Women have been waiting for this for 2,000 or 3,000 years.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
I think we've been patient.
I think we've been very patient, and I think it's time we should get it done. The other thing that's a big priority for us, again, is women's economic opportunity. And one of the interesting things is that violence and economic opportunity are linked. Women who experience violence have lower wages, more days of missed work than women who don't. And when women have money, they're able to get out of situations of violence. So these two issues
when they feel
are
empowered,
very tight.
and having some kind of economic support is so important for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, what about long-term, long-range goals?
So long-range goals, my dream would really be able to see the women in the different countries that I work with really be able to speak up and speak out for themselves. You know, we play often a bridging role, bringing women from Pakistan or Afghanistan or Ghana or Haiti to the U.S. and giving them an opportunity to tell their story and sort of tell it like it is to U.S. policymakers. I would love to see women just being able to spontaneously do that on their own. Women being able to participate in their governments, being able to say, this is what we want, this is what we need, and we'd like to see you do it. So that, for me, is a long-term goal, and if that could happen, I would like to put myself out of a job. That ultimately is what I'd like to see.
That's your long-term goal. Well, that's very, very selfless of you. That's wonderful. I mean, that's nice, because that's the idea, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That there wouldn't be a need for this type of organization or group, but well, you know, that's going to take a lot of work. Is the problem. So let's see. It's been observed International Women's Day since the early 1900s, and we've got it happening on March 8th. Is anything special going on then?
Yeah, actually, these 2 weeks in New York are a very special time. It's the 15th anniversary of the Women's Conference that was in China, in Beijing. I don't know if you remember that. It was a big, high-profile event. It's now 15 years on, and women from around the world are gathered at the UN to really look at how far we've come, where are the stumbling blocks, what are our priorities for the next 15 years. Right. And so there will be sort of a real reaffirmation of the commitment to women. In Washington, there's a number of events going on. We're going to be doing a Capitol Hill breakfast tomorrow morning, actually, with women from Haiti and Afghanistan. Fantastic. To really hear what's happening on the ground.
Yeah. Well, it's been such a pleasure having you here.
Thank
and I
you.
wish you the best of luck and success.
Thanks very much.
You push forward with your very important goals and agenda here. So March 8th, everybody remember it, respectfully, International Women's Day, and it's nice to see that this is making some progress, and I hope that you do get it passed through as soon as possible, these the International, you know, Violence Against Women Act. Yeah, I think that's going to be really great. Perfect. Well, Ritu, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Okay.